This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We begin in the Parkland once again, where there is more heartbreak tonight. As floodwaters slowly begin to recede, we are starting to get a better look at the devastation left behind, with torrents of floodwater overtaking homes on entire streets and washing out hundreds of municipal and provincial roads. The CBC's Josh Crabb now on the uncertainty many face and the long road to recovery that, for some, hasn't even started.
You can see it was up to the bedroom, the bottom of the bedroom window.
This is the only way in and out of one flooded home in Grandview, by boat. The water rose so fast to levels no one here has seen before. A homeowner trying to protect their property had to be rescued. Jarrett Roback's home is okay, but he's thinking about his neighbors.
It was just heartbreaking to see that, because I can only imagine, the stress they're going through and the uncertainty and not knowing what the future holds for them as far as repairs or when they can get back there.
Grandview is one of more than 30 Manitoba communities under local states of emergency because of unprecedented flooding. Just to the west, the municipality of Roblin has also been battling floodwaters, fixing washed-out roads and strained wastewater systems.
So the town is inundated. The septic system was overwhelmed. I mean, we had all kinds of people volunteering with trucks to help pump and back trucks going.
You can just maybe turn here and I'll just show you down.
Swan River is still seeing raging floodwaters that forced hundreds from their homes, the second major flood in the area in less than a month. The area's MLA, Rick Wochuk, says the water is receding, but it's still not safe for people to return home. He says the worst of it may be yet to come.
A lot of the things are going to come when people are going to have to go back into their homes and clean up, and there's going to be very, very high emotions, and it's just a traumatic time for them.
In the Ethelbert area, pumps are still running as people work to clean up flooded basements.
There's even people going around town pumping other people's basements out with pumps, people going around with generators, people just trying to help as the best they can.
The work to fix the damage left behind has already started. Crews with right side equipment in Dauphin worked on this bridge, trying to reopen a main highway just west of the city.
And so they managed to save the bridge or save the end of the bridge.
But with so many roads washed out, their work is just starting. Josh Crabb, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Now, with river levels slowly starting to drop in parts of the Parkland, attention is quickly shifting to Westman. River levels on the Little Saskatchewan and Assiniboine rivers are expected to jump sharply in the next few days. And as the CBC's Michelle McDougall reports, that has many more Manitobans now preparing for the worst, but hoping for the best.
Preparing for the inevitable in Minnedosa. The town is in a valley. People here have seen floods before. The combination of heavy rain here, farther north, and the rising Little Saskatchewan River that's expected to peak this weekend has everyone on alert.
Approximately 2.5 feet of water coming in the next couple days, so between July 4th and 5th. So we do want to make sure that that threat doesn't impact us severely.
Some homeowners have already protected their properties with sandbags. Just 2 nights ago, Esther McLaughlin had a flash flood.
The water backed up across the street and was coming across into my driveway like a river.
McLaughlin remembers Minnedosa's flood of 2020 and the 6 feet of water in her basement.
And as soon as they said there were sandbags, we got sandbags.
And we're getting prepared for the inevitable, like you say. We don't know when or how long, and it depends on the rain. Like right now, it's not raining a lot, but when the river's overflowing, any rain is not good.
They're also preparing in Brandon. City crews have been building a dike to protect a major thoroughfare that goes right through the city. The rising Assiniboine River has flooded here too.
So we've been through it a number of times. We've got great mitigation strategies in place. So we've got a great dike system to be able to protect the city.
A popular riverside fishing and picnic area, Dinsdale Park, is now closed. Barbecue fire pits are underwater that weren't a day ago.
Stay away from the river. The river's moving really fast. It's going to start getting a lot faster. So just don't go out to the river if you don't need to.
The Assiniboine River is expected to peak in the next several days, reaching levels that haven't been seen in at least a dozen years. Michelle McDougall, CBC News, Brandon.
Now, as we've shown you, flooding has not just caused damage to homes and businesses, but also major damage to roads and infrastructure. Premier Wab Kinew says the province, in the wake of all of this, will have to adjust how it rebuilds infrastructure in the parkland. Numerous highways across the area have been closed because of washouts and damage to bridges caused by the rushing water. Kinew says given climate change, they need to look at how infrastructure can handle such floods.
Highway 10, the big connection, the big artery for Swan River, we had to cut it to let floodwater through. And so now we got to think about water control along that important stretch of highway here in Manitoba.
Kinew says communities like Minitonas saw a 1 in 10,000 year flood event twice in the space of a month. He says the province has to take that into consideration into how it deals with infrastructure. Well, to northern Manitoba now, where there is growing concern around Tadouli Lake as a fire grows near the remote fly-in community. Priority 1 evacuees were moved to Churchill Wednesday night, with more evacuations expected. The only way in and out of the community is through the airport, which is located between the fire and the town. The fire was last pegged at more than 25 square kilometers in size.
Out here, you never know. The winds can shift at like that, and it could be bad, and we don't want that, especially with a small community as ours and as up north as we are. It's real concerning.
Now, that fire is one of 11 that is currently listed as out of control in the province. More than 150 wildfires are currently burning, mainly in northern Manitoba. All right, time for our first check on our weekend weather forecast with weather specialist Khalil Hassanali. And Khalil, it was a bit wet in parts of the south today.
So Riley, some of that moisture from the overnight hours is going to clear out, and we're actually going to clear out the skies as well as we go through most part of the overnight hours. Maybe a bit of rain as we go through tomorrow afternoon, but hopefully not too much in store. This is a quick breakdown of what we are looking at. Dry conditions through the overnight hours, maybe a few showers as we go through Saturday, and then by the time we get to Sunday, it is going to be sunny and the return of some very warm weather. So let's take a look at the radar over the last couple of hours. We have seen some bands of rain that have moved through from the southwest part of the province going towards the city of Winnipeg. So that is to be expected as we go through the most part of tonight, but as we go through the overnight hours, that should start to dissipate, and that should set up a pretty good start to Saturday, and then maybe a little bit of unsettled weather as we go towards Saturday afternoon. But we will have more on the forecast coming up, and there's going to be some warm temperatures and a lot of sunny skies. Riley?
All right, thank you, Khalil. She was known by many as an irreplaceable niece, sister, daughter, and friend. Now the man who murdered 20-year-old Michaela Gerard-Roussin has been sentenced to life in prison. The CBC's Bryce Hoy has more on the sentence and her family's reaction.
Family and friends of Michaela Gerard-Roussin cried and then cheered in court on Friday as the man who murdered the 20-year-old Indigenous woman was sentenced to life in prison.
Yahoo! 5 years and no parole!
A sense of triumph amid deep sadness for Michaela's mother, Melissa Roussin.
I'm glad that I got justice for my daughter.
A judge sentenced 24-year-old Josh Benoit to life in prison on Friday with no chance of parole for 25 years, adding Benoit is very unwell and needs psychiatric treatment. Benoit carried out the premeditated murder of Gerard-Roussin in 2022. She was reported missing August 25th that year. Her body found days later, buried in a plastic container off a remote ATV trail southeast of Steinbach. In over a dozen victim impact statements read in court Friday, loved ones described Gerard-Roussin as irreplaceable.
When my daughter was born, I never thought I'd be alone again. I thought she'd be there with me for the rest of my life. Now I just feel alone all the time.
Gerard-Roussin's great aunt says her presence lit up the room During her statement, looking across the room at Benoit, she said her niece's life was stolen by a, quote, monster.
He needed to hear everything that everyone had went up and said, and I hope that these words haunt him for the rest of his life.
Gerard Roussen's mother feels justice was served.
But it's still not going to bring her back. Like, I'd rather have her here right now beside me.
Justice Candice Graman acknowledged that on top of the profound suffering endured by family and friends, that the death of Michaela Gerard Roussen is yet another example of the violence against Indigenous women, girls, and gender diverse people, which she called the national emergency. Bryce Hoy, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Still ahead, it has served the Vietnamese community in Winnipeg for nearly 40 years. Coming up, why some worry they could soon lose access to a cultural hub. Stay with us. A Winnipeg woman says she was harassed for more than 2 months over social media. She received dozens of messages with sexually explicit content that she says were sent to her by one of her students. The CBC's Santiago Arias Orozco has been digging into this story and is here now to break it down for us. So Santiago, you spoke to the woman at the center of this story. What does she say happened?
Riley, she says the harassment began in early April when someone sent her nude images of women with her face over Instagram. The woman believes the images were created with her profile picture using artificial intelligence. She blocked the account, but soon after, another one reached out and shared the same pictures. After that, the woman filed a police report, but the harassment continued. Over 2 months, the woman says she got messages from at least 20 different accounts. They would message her every few days with what appeared to be AI-generated nude images of her, as well as male genitalia and threats of rape. The harassment happened as the woman was doing a teaching practicum with the River Eastern Scona School Division. In late June, police told her they had arrested one of her students in connection with the messages.
Santiago, I mean, this is not just a student in the division. This is one of her students. How did she react to this?
Well, the woman says that she always thought it was one of them. The messages started shortly after she joined the division, and some accounts had the school initials in the bio section. But she didn't have enough evidence, so she had to keep teaching. The woman says learning who was arrested devastated her. She says she saw the student every day in one of her classes. Police told CBC a 17-year-old boy is facing numerous charges, including criminal harassment. The school division says disciplinary measures were implemented, but didn't disclose the specifics. The woman says the actions taken were not enough, leaving her feeling the division didn't take her case seriously. She's now going through counseling and says she will have to navigate her first year as a teacher, dealing with the painful memories of this experience. Riley?
Thank you, Santiago. The CBC Santiago Arias Orozco in studio for us tonight. A social housing complex that has served the Vietnamese community for nearly 40 years is being taken over by Manitoba Housing. Saigon Centre, a 54-unit affordable housing complex, has a cultural centre on the main floor that has long served as a meeting place for the community. And as the CBC's Mike Arsenault reports, as the province prepares to take ownership of the space, some worry a part of their heritage could be lost in the transfer.
A group of Vietnamese Winnipeggers are making their voices heard, and their message is clear: save the Saigon Centre. Recently, the building was bought by Manitoba Housing, and the community is concerned they'll lose access to the cultural centre on the main floor. For Tu Pham, the centre has been a place where she and others could meet and share their culture.
Where do we meet? This is a place I know since I came to Canada. That's a Saigon Centre. That's a Vietnamese community. Now, if the provincial, if Manitoba Housing take it, where we go?
The building at 458 Balmoral opened in 1989 as a social housing project for Vietnamese refugees. It was operated by the Vietnamese nonprofit Housing Corp, but went up for sale because it was $3 million in arrears on its mortgage. Pham says they're okay with the units being bought. They just want to ensure their cultural center stays intact.
This floor, that's a lot of activity for us. Why take it back? That's not treated fairly.
Quan Hai Tontut has been coming to the center since he arrived in Winnipeg more than 40 years ago. He says the space is used to celebrate Vietnamese New Year, weddings, and it's the first stop for many newcomers.
Even though the new people from the province come here, and if they want to connect with the community, they would come here and to introduce themselves and to get support.
In a statement to CBC, the Manitoba government says it will ensure the Vietnamese community has access to the center once the transfer of ownership is finalized. Tontut says Manitoba Housing told them they could use the space, but they would also allow other people to use it.
That's a nice way to say that I allow you, but you may not be able to use it because you don't have priority anymore. Before that, the Vietnamese community have exclusivity.
The province says Saigon Centre will continue to be affordable housing. Tontut hopes he'll still have access to a space that's been at the heart of the Vietnamese community for generations. Mike Arsenault, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A third tornado has been confirmed in Manitoba this week. The Northern Tornadoes Project says it touched down near Lake of the Prairies, south of Roblin on Sunday night. A ground survey found damage to outbuildings, grain bins, and minor damage to a home in the area. It has been rated as an EF1 with an estimated wind speed of up to 150 kilometers an hour. No injuries were reported. It happened the same night an EF3 twister touched down near Rossburn. Mosquito fogging will start this weekend in Winnipeg. The city says trap counts in recent days have increased from medium levels to high.
We're getting mosquito complaints from 311. Not a huge number at this point, but understandable and number-wise similar to what it would be based on the numbers of mosquitoes that we're seeing.
Fogging will focus on south and west parts of Winnipeg. You can see the areas in red slated to be fogged on that map there. That begins tomorrow night at 9:30, weather permitting. It will go until 6:30 Sunday morning. Now, you can request a buffer zone around your property from the city if you don't want fogging where you live. However, the city says they need 72 hours notice. All right, time for a full check on our Manitoba weather forecast with weather specialist Khalil Hassanali. And Khalil, after the week we've had, how is the weekend looking?
So a pretty unsettled Friday, Riley, as you mentioned, and as we're going through the overnight hours and through the rest of this evening as well, you might see some more bands moving over top of you. What we're seeing is a system moving from the southwest part of the province over towards the Winnipeg area, and that's going to bring in a little bit of unsettled weather once again as we go through the early part of this evening and through the early part of the overnight. But then it should clear out for the most part. We're expecting it to be dry overnight, so if you accidentally leave a window open, shouldn't be the end of the world. And then as we're looking towards what we have in store for us through the next part of our weekend, we're looking at mostly a good start to Saturday, I would say, and then through the most part of the afternoon, there could be some systems that move across the province and drop some rain on us as we're going towards the afternoon time. So looking at Saturday afternoon, possibly a shower or two over top of the city of Winnipeg. In terms of accumulation, that's what we've been looking at the last little while, looking at 17 millimeters through Russell as we go through Saturday afternoon and towards the evening time, but really just a trace amounts as we go through the city of Winnipeg, which is welcome news. As we are looking at more accumulation towards probably Sunday, it is going to be once again just trace amounts. In terms of wind forecast, we're looking at it to be pretty calm, not too much for us overall, so it is going to be feeling quite nice. We are seeing the temperature start to rise. We were at the mid-teens earlier today, but we're going to be seeing temperatures spiking up towards that 30-degree mark, which is really quite welcome, I'm guessing, for some people. As we're planning the day for tomorrow, looking at a temperature of 18 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning, getting to 20 degrees and plus as we go towards the noontime, and then by the afternoon, we're expecting a high of 26 degrees. There could be some cloud cover, there could be a spotty shower or two, but not supposed to be a complete washout by any means. Looking around the province, we're expecting more similar temperatures into the mid to maybe even high 20s. As we are looking at the extended forecast, we are looking at a sunny 29 degrees come Sunday, so that is going to be a great day to get outdoors, and more temperatures into the mid-20s and even into the high 20s as we're going through the most part of the work week. Looking at 25 degrees for the return to work, and then towards Tuesday, Wednesday, mid-20s, and even towards the later part of the work week, we're still looking at temperatures in the mid to high 20s, and it's all obviously going to be feeling much warmer than that too.
All right, thanks, Khalil. Coming up, voters in Steinbach and Winkler could be casting ballots for more than just city council in this fall's municipal election. After the break, how retail cannabis sales could also be on the ballot. That story's next. Stay with us. Municipal elections will be taking place across Manitoba this fall. Voters in Steinbach and Winkler could be casting ballots, though, for more than just mayors and city councillors. They could also be asked whether or not cannabis stores should be allowed to open in their communities. The CBC's Christopher Garreau has the story.
Thousands of people in Steinbach and Winkler are lighting up the cannabis debate again. A petition has gathered enough signatures to put it on the ballot this October.
The president of cannabis supplier Toba Grown launched the petition after city councils in both communities refused to put the issue back on the ballot. Jesse Lavoie says attitudes in the fast-growing cities have changed since federal legalization in 2018.
It's obviously goes against religious views of it, which are big in these cities. I think now people just need to understand, if people look how busy their liquor stores are, look how busy their tobacco stores are, the sky is not falling. People are not, like, actually the negative thing of not allowing it is allowing the illegal market to prosper.
Flamingo Plus has cannabis stores across southern Manitoba. Its stores in Steinbach and Winkler can now only sell nicotine vapes and cannabis paraphernalia. People have signed the petition in its stores, but it's been people like manager Kayla Piziak walking the streets of Steinbach who sparked the interest of residents. She says the people who signed came from all walks of life.
I've had people that are fairly new. I've had people that have lived here their whole lives. People that came from another country or another city or have been here long enough to know that this isn't really a realm of cannabis for a lot of people. It was a very big mix. I was surprised at how big of a mix of people it was.
The petitions are still open in both Steinbach and Winkler. Voters will decide on October 28th whether or not the effort to get cannabis stores goes up in smoke. Christopher Garreau, CBC News, Steinbach.
And that is our program for this Friday. What a week it has been in our province. If you're in a region impacted by flooding or other severe weather that we've seen, the 3 tornadoes we saw touch down, I hope you can find a little bit of downtime this weekend. Take care of yourselves, check on your neighbors. We're here for you once again on Monday. See you then.